Hey there, it's Trisha, and I wanted to go over a couple things from today, Monday, August 30th. And I'm going to go over the NQ, but you can certainly apply the same things to the ES. And if you have any questions, you can always shoot me an email. But if you'd like more information on the setups, you can go to www.easyemintrade.com. So this is the NQ, and this is my broader view of the market, a 3,000 tick chart, and then I've got my entry chart, a 1.5 range chart here. And for the setups, you're going to find that when you have days where it's just kind of chopping, where you have many overlapping bars, you're best to just get your 2 points, move your stop to your entry, and then if it keeps going and you can get your 4 points, then great, and then your third target. But you're going to find that those are the type of days where you are just grabbing your 2, moving your stop to your entry, and then likely getting stopped out at a tick better than your entry. So on those types of days, you may choose to take 2/3 off at that first target of 2 points. I'm going to go over a couple setups here, and the thing to remember is that when you do have your setup and you are kind of chopping around, kind of going from support to resistance, just to pay attention where the previous support area is or resistance area, and when you get a setup with your indicator first crossing below 0 or above 0, just checking to see how much room you have above you or below you. And you'll find that when you take those entries like that, making sure that you have at least that 2 points or more worth of space below you will help you at least to get to that first target. If there isn't enough room, then you may opt to stand aside and then look for the next opportunity for an entry. But paying attention when you are going kind of chopping around with overlapping bar, like here you'll see green bar, red bar, green bar, red bar, just all hanging out here at this 50% fib retracement area, then you are going to do better if you just notice how much space you have down to the support and up to the resistance. So with that said, 934, actually almost 935, you do get a setup occurring for a buy here, but the issue is that for me, looking at my 3,000 tick chart, I'm not above this moving average yet, so I'm not really interested in it. If you look at a 1597 tick chart as your broader view of the market, then you would have been above that 9-period weighted, and you could have taken that expecting to get up to the area of resistance, which is this yellow line is a close from Friday. For me, waiting to get above it would have had me getting in on this bar here, and that has me right at the resistance area. Regardless, it would have worked out this time, but that's not always the case. So for me, I typically am paying attention to how much room I have to that previous day's high, low, and close, and 50% retracement area. So it's totally up to you and your risk tolerance. If you're willing to take this just under this resistance area, obviously it worked out and you got your 2 points. Once you move your stop to your entry, then you were stopped out at a tick better than your entry. So again, just weigh the options. When you first get your indicator line crossing above 0 or below 0, those are always the high probability entries. When you take what I call a pullback on the indicator, which would be here where it goes back to the histogram being green, those are less likely to be profitable unless you have a strong trending move happening. So if you don't have a strong trending move going on, just ignore those opportunities for re-entries and just look for those first opportunities when your indicator is first crossing above or below 0 and being on the correct side of the moving average over here on the 3,000 tick chart. This is the high from Friday right here in green, and you'll notice that once we break above there, we do have some divergence to the downside, and so you do get this pullback here, and then it just kind of hangs out at that 50% fib retracement area and the high from Friday. Here you get a short setting up with your indicator crossing below 0. You're below the weighted moving average over here on the 3,000, and so you take it knowing that your target area is going to get you probably your 2 points, and that's what you're shooting for because you have at least that much room below you to the previous area of support. So you take it. Once you move your stop to your entry or a tick better than your entry, depending on your fill, once you get your first target, you're stopped out at break even or slightly better than break even, depending on where you get filled. If you had a better entry by like a quarter, you were able to hang on through this break of support and got your second target as well. The entry here for a buy, your indicator moving above 0, you get above the moving average over here, and that was at 1047, and this one here was at 1015. So 1047, you would have been above the moving average actually on this second bar here, so you'd enter after that, knowing the area above you that you're shooting for is going to be a little more than 2 points away, and you actually don't get back up to this area here. You don't get back through the high from Friday, but it does take you right up to the high from Friday, and you get your 2 points. Short setting up here. This was right before lunch, and questionable whether anybody would have taken it. If they took this, they would have been expecting to just get to this area of support that was created right here, and you can see that you get there and you get your targets. It takes a while, but nonetheless it works out, gets you to your previous area of support based on over here to the left, and then it keeps going. And again, that's during lunch, so I'm not telling anybody that they should have taken that. I'm just pointing it out. Here again during lunch, but if you took it, indicator crossing above 0, you're above your moving average over here. Resistance is the area above you and doesn't quite get there, but actually it does get there. You get your 2 on that, barely, but you do get your 2 on that. And that was at, again, during lunch. It was 12:38, and I'm not telling anybody to trade during lunch, you guys. This happened during lunch as well. You get a short setting up, and you're below your moving average over here, and indicator crosses below 0, you take it looking for 2, and it works out to get you more than 2. Now I want to point something out. Overall, at that point, you are in a downtrend based on where you came from, but from where we opened, pretty much price is trading right around the area that we opened. So I wouldn't consider this a downtrend, because here's where we open, right around the 82 area, and price is trading right in that same area. So to take this as a buy, I wouldn't consider that a counter trend trade, because we're kind of chopping around. It's like a move and then sideways, a move and then sideways, and so I wouldn't consider that you're taking that against the trend. So I just want to point that out. Here, this one at 228, you have a buy setting up. Your indicator crosses above 0, and you are above the moving average over here. And what time did I say that was? That was 228. And you'd be shooting for the area above you. Granted, we are in a downtrend at that point because we are trading below where we opened. Again, it's not a strong trend, so if anybody wanted to take it, it wouldn't have worked for their first target of 2. You would have been expecting to get up here, and realistically, if you got in and it wasn't working out, you either got out with a point or break even on that one. Here at 302, you get a sell setting up, and area down here to your left is your target area. When you get that short setting up, indicator below 0, you're below the moving average over here. You take it, and you're expecting to get your 2 out of it, and it actually gets down to the floor trader pivot point, and you get a little more than you expected. And this was around 4 o'clock, so not anything to do there. So I hope that helps. And again, paying attention to how much space you have above you or below you when you are kind of chopping around. It's like sideways and a move, sideways and a move. Paying attention to the space above you or below you is going to help you a great deal in passing on trades that aren't likely going to get you your first targets. So if you'd like more information, you can go to www.easyminitrade.com.